were coming up, everybody just kind of did the same thing. Maybe I grabbed the collar, and this is, everybody sat there like this, and then you start setting up the moves. So the way I came up was, let's say there's 10 guys in the room, and you're the smallest guy of the 10 guys. You all learn the exact same thing. So if you're the smallest guy of the 10 guys, there's a good chance if you guys all do the exact same thing, you're going to lose all the rounds. You're not going to win anything. So the biggest, most athletic guy in the group, if everybody knows the same thing, you're going to end up winning. So what happened with me is, I would go, there's got to be some random other stuff. So what ended up happening is, I would find weird ways for me to feel stronger from my back, because I was always here because everybody was slamming me and throwing me down. So I would find ways, for me, this was not very strong on a bigger guy. So when he postured up and moved, I wasn't holding people. Like I grip here, you know, I'm getting old now, my grips are stronger, but still, I mean, there's certain people, like I'm not even pulling Derek down really, and we're about the same size. He can slip from this. So I would find ways to make me feel stronger from the bottom, and it would be the position that would make me feel stronger. Also, these positions, I have to be able to get in them without a huge amount of struggle, okay? So if it feels too advantageous for me to grab these positions, the guy will fight it harder. So if I'm doing this, if I go, man, it would be awesome if I threw this guy's arm over my head and sat here like this, he's gonna fight this really hard, so that will probably never happen, okay? Let's say I want this choke, but he's gonna not let me do that. So the alternative is, I've got to figure out a position that I can get to on a lot of people, and keep trying it, and it doesn't look super aggressive or anything like that. So when a guy's on top of me and I'm pulling, I'm trying, one thing that I like to do is I will set up and see if I can shoot my arm underneath his arm. Okay, and a lot of times I accomplish this by maybe yanking on this arm, pulling on this arm. I'll unlock my feet, I'll scoot back, and then I'll put this here and I'll just hold. Okay, if he's not pushing on my hips or anything like that, I can probably easily set up. But most of the time he's shoving me down. So when I set up, I've got to kind of lean to the side, hold his head, and I start digging here. When I get this arm under, I'll put my head in his shoulder, and I start holding this and start scooting to the side that I have his arm. I'll start scooting. I'll lock my hands, and then I fall back with him. Okay? So this looks kind of a stupid position. All right? So what I do is, here, I'm strong, but not too strong. He can still yank out of this or put his forearm on my face and shove out of here. So it's just arms on arms. So what will end up happening is, what will make me feel stronger is I pull my arm over and I go here. Get to the side a little bit. It's a weird angle for him. So what would happen is he's trying to pull up and I can hold this. Okay? So when you first start learning jiu-jitsu, you'll learn some incorrect things to do. One of those things is they tell you don't grab a person's head because that sets you up for stuff. Okay? So Derek's smart, he's not going to do that. But this guard makes him do that, especially when I go here. Okay? So when he grabs my head, the first thing I'm going to try is I want to see if I can get, we're going to start with a tripod armbar. So he's grabbing my head, I squeeze my knees, I lean, I put my forearm here, and I'll start going towards his elbow, okay? So the first one's like this. I get on his elbow, make sure his thumb's pointing down, and I make sure there's space between me and him. If we're just straight on like this, it just don't feel good on his arm. So I'm here, I make a little bit of space, I do a slight crunch, and I'm pushing it, boom, okay? Now a lot of times I can time that. As I've trained longer, I tend to do this, but at the beginning it was hard for me to figure out where to put my arms. So I suggest you guys do it this way. I get the angle, I go here, take this hand and grab the corner of his elbow and shelf it with this one. Hold here, make sure it's here, and then you're gonna push down. Boom, or switch to there. Okay, and that's this lock. Now, sometimes I can put my knee here or do all this, but right now, let's just do the basic one and hit this here to get used to it. The main thing is I got to a position that's pretty good that I can keep working. Boom. Work. All right, let's go. 1, 2, 3.